Forget what you heard.
Yeah, boy! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke, and today we're going to be going over the mystery, the unknown, Skinwalker Ranch, also known as Sherman Ranch. It's a property located approximately 512 acres southeast of Ballard, Utah. It's a site known for paranormal activity, UFO-related activities, and there's a lot of history, a lot of crazy sightings and stories told in this Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, man, it's a scary, unknown, unique, disturbed plot of land, and I tell you what, brother, I would not set foot on that property.
You wouldn't do it?
After not what I heard, man. After all the stories and whatnot.
So how did it first become Skinwalker Ranch?
Well, from the research I've done, it was a Navajo reservation. The government was starting to put Indians in different parts of secluded land. And I think the Skinwalker Ranch is about 480 acres. And the Navajos were there. And supposedly, you know how they have like witch doctors and stuff in the Native American culture? Apparently a witch doctor went off the rails and started to curse the darn place.
Do you know the backstory behind the reasoning?
The reasoning that she went off the rails?
Yeah, that she decided
No,
to...
I don't think anyone really has that information. I wish I knew. Someone might have farted in her punch bowl.
Yeah, maybe she got a whiff of the dandies.
Yeah, or she, I don't know, she ate too much peyote and, you know, got a little overzealous and started cursing the lands.
So that dates back to what, like the 1800s?
Yes, 1700s, like long ago.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because the first, UFO reportings, in that area was in like the 70s. The ranch itself in 1996 had its first appearance with that family.
Shermans?
The Shermans.
Yeah, and I just think, like that part of Utah, they said like if you ask the majority of people that live just around that area, not necessarily on the ranch or anything, that if you ask, 10 people, 8 of them will say they have some kind of, they've either been abducted or seen some kind of alien life form or UFO or some unexplained phenomena, which is maybe Utah people there's something in that tap water or something.
Yeah, that's what they say. They'd always see, activities, suspicious activities going on that acreage, the Skinwalker Ranch.
I wish they were just suspicious activities, but those are activities
paranormal.
No one understands. Like, I would be okay with suspicious activity. Like, hey, there's a guy spray painting under the bridge downtown. That's suspicious, but seeing a, alien.
What are some things that they, saw?
Or going to the Shermans?
Yeah,
well, let's get
the Shermans itself. We'll get that story out of the way because it was the first.
That's the first major, when you started to get like documentation on what was going down at Skinwalker.
Right.
So like the first day they move in, it's already off to a weird start. To notice that the building on the property had like barred windows, locks on the indoor doors, outdoor doors, like heavy duty, like multiple locks on each door, like chains, like just kind of, started making them feel unsettled. That's kind of weird. Like homeowners must have been a little crazy,
Yeah.
And so, that's the first sign of things to come around there.
Yeah, that first encounter, it was their first night on the land. I recall them, going back to their previous ranch and bringing truckfuls of stuff to move into this new ranch, with their cattles and
Yeah, they were. I think the Shermans were like big into like
livestock.
Yeah, prized livestock. They had some baller bulls and some really expensive livestock.
Yeah, he really cared. It was like the two things he cared about was his family and his livestock.
Yeah,
that's what I remember. And then, first night they move in, they're already experiencing things. The mom of the house was like putting dishes away, in the cabinets, and she'll leave to go to a different room and come back into the kitchen, and it'll still all be out, like not put away. But she didn't really think of it like something paranormal's going on. She just thought she was going crazy.
Yeah, that's strange. I mean, I feel like I'd be more aware and be like, hey, I just put these up and I know it for a fact. Something,
especially like just moving in too, like
especially if it was multiple times she did this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know of that one time, and she didn't really think of it. She just like, okay, I'll just.
But wasn't it like the next day, like their first day? So they stayed the night. The next day they had that wolf encounter.
No, I think it was that same night.
But it was daytime. Maybe it was that day, earlier in the day.
It wasn't nighttime?
No.
Oh, maybe it was the next morning or that same day.
Yeah, so they were just out, roaming the land, kind of just,
getting everything in sorts.
Yeah, and checking out their digs. And they see this 250, 300-pound wolf, just giant, elegant, beautiful, but he's real chill. He's real calm. He's just kind of walking around. He's not threatening at all. They're like, whoa, look at that. Look at the size of that sucker. And so they're just, gazing at his magnificence. And the wolf runs over to a little calf and starts gnawing on its head and his neck, and then the dad's like freaking out, and he runs over, like they pet this wolf. They were that close, they were petting him, and he ran over and started chewing on that little calf. And you know how that dad feels about them livestock, so he kicked the wolf, he punched the wolf wasn't phased, told his son to go grab a gun. I don't remember, but it was a pretty heavy duty gun, shot him a couple times, the wolf didn't let go, he wasn't injured, he wasn't anything. And then he did take a step back, but then a couple moments later he's back on the calf, and the dad tells his son to get his bigger gun, and he shoots it from point blank. It doesn't do anything, and then it gets away from the calf and it runs off a little bit, but he's still standing there, so he takes one last shot, and he's like, this shot's that would kill anything. I'm right here. Shoots a piece of his shoulder off, a little piece of flesh comes off, and he's off in the distance.
Wow. So, are you thinking that was a skinwalker?
No, I just think, to be honest, I don't know what a skinwalker is. I just think weird things happen on this land, like shapeshifters and skinwalkers.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Navajo tribe would call skinwalkers. They're shape-shifting entities that could kind of shapeshift into different animals, coyotes, birds.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe it was because
just the size, I think, is because a normal coyote isn't 4 foot, 200 pounds. You never see.
It's a wolf.
You never see nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but they were like, "Oh, we have to go find that sucker because he will come back and eat that calf again if we don't shoot him dead." So they track him, and then they get to this creek, and it's muddy, and they follow the prints, and the prints just stop. There's no way to get out of that situation without making prints. So they were in disbelief, a little shook up, hey, what happened to this ginormous wolf?
Strange.
It's like it vanished into thin air.
Yeah, that's strange. Another part of that story too is, like you said, when they shot him and that piece of flesh kind of flopped off its body. I remember him saying he would walk up to it and he, looked at it and was like, this isn't like a normal piece of skin, normal piece of fur. He said it smelled like rotten meat, like it wasn't like a normal wolf or coyote meat where it's, living, and it probably stinks, but it doesn't stink that bad because it's still,
Fresh.
living and there's still blood pumping. But he said it smelled like a dead animal, but the thing was obviously very alive.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't really explain away that the tracks just stop.
Yeah, that too.
That is vanishing.
Because it's not like it just like jumped or something, it
was
completely
in the middle
disappeared.
Middle of
a field, isn't it?
No, like a muddy embankment.
So
there's like a creek right there, but it couldn't jump from over the creek from that spot. It's true. Like there's no way to explain it off, is what they're like. Okay.
Yeah, imagine like your first night just moving into a ranch, and
I'm leaving if I'm pushing up the dishes and they keep coming back out.
Yeah, that's just...
I can't do any of that stuff, man. That's why I can never set foot on this ranch.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, I might be a ranch hand if they pay me enough money.
I know Post Malone went and visited. I saw back in like February.
He did?
Yeah.
Like 2021 February?
Think so, yeah.
What did he say?
I don't know. He met that millionaire who currently owns it. The real estate guy? Yeah. No, the other one.
The newest one?
Yeah. Kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, no one really knows. I don't know his name.
But yeah, they had like pictures together. Man,
is it on his Instagram?
He was on the ranch, and pictures of him sitting down on a chair inside the house and stuff. Yeah.
Dang. You probably have to pay a lot of money to get in there, man. Because that guy's shut it down basically to the public.
Yeah, he's literally like the only one that goes on there, and he's got like surveillance. And there's a picture of like his surveillance. He has like 4 huge TVs, just all cameras out on the land.
Dang, I'm gonna have to check this out. Post Malone's cool for that.
Yeah, because Post Malone said he's had encounters with like UFOs.
Yeah, I've heard. I read it. Or I listened to
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's just fascinated with the paranormal stuff, and I'm sure.
Would you do it?
It's Post Malone. He's got money to.
If you had an invitation, would you go?
Yeah, it depends.
For like a weekend.
I don't know if I would want to go like stay the night, but if I showed up during the day and like walked around, I could do that.
Yeah, I think that's the only way I could do it.
But I'd be strapped up all the way.
Well, overalls? Both of them strapped?
Yeah.
Oh, or you mean gun?
All of the above.
I'd have a flamethrower because that's the only way you can get rid of skinwalkers.
Is that their weakness?
Or a hot dog with antifreeze on it.
Yeah, antifreeze will kill anything.
Yeah, start coughing it up.
Yeah, that's true. But, so what were some other encounters? I know that was their first encounter, kind of got them a little uneasy. But
yeah, and
I know they kept messing with their cattle, and...
Yeah, it was bad. They would lose cattle, and they'd be decapitated, mutilated severely, but it looked like... But there would never be a drop of blood. It's like they sucked the blood out of them. The cuts on the animal were like surgical precision. Like you needed
precise.
Yeah, perfect. And that keeps happening. And if you want a specific example, there was this. They didn't mutilate him, or whatever it was. He had 3 like championship bulls, freaks of natures. Like I'm talking about husky boys that like to buck and truck. Those kind of bulls that you don't want to mess with. And they had like a little, like a travel trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It fit like 2. If you wanted to, you could. But so they went out to go check, and the bulls were gone. And they're like, no, you got to be kidding me. They mutilated these big boys for the beef. And they looked around, and then they looked in a travel trailer, and the bulls were all in that one trailer side by side, not like they were like hypnotized. They weren't, because if you put 3 bulls in one little thing, they're gonna freak out.
Yeah,
these guys were standing there, but then whenever he was like messing with the cage or whatever, they woke up and they started freaking out. But it's hard to imagine fitting those into that trailer. It's like next to impossible. That was just a weird one, but that's just another example of the weird stuff that happens on that ranch.
It's fascinating in a sense of, bulls when they're close together, those are really aggressive animals.
Yeah, I don't think they like each other. Like bulls they're alpha males, so they're trying to get, they're cow women.
And so for them to just go out and force themselves in a trailer together
doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't happen.
And it would be a lot like noisy.
Right.
But he just saw his bulls. That's another part of it. He just saw them.
Yeah,
and
it was like
somewhere.
He was like impossible for them to all go in that short amount of time.
It doesn't make it. You can't explain that. So that was another strange incident on the Skinwalker Ranch. Well, right now it's the Sherman Ranch.
Yeah, and just the amount of witnesses, all around the ranch itself. There's been police officers, people of the federal government seeing different flying objects, over the reservoir and stuff like that. So just all these different sightings and occurrences, just very strange. It's a very paranormal, very active, place for a lot of these supernatural entities.
Yeah, and I guess we can finish the Sherman saga at the ranch. And then we can move on to what happened after.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a few more things with the Shermans.
More, yeah. All right, well, you have a few more?
Yeah, the one with the dogs.
That was the last one, because they moved right after that one. The dad, was out on the wood line with his dogs, and
his little boy. His boy was with them everywhere.
Yeah, his boy was a good old boy.
Yeah.
He was always by his dad's side, ready there for the gun. Grab the gun and shoot. But they're out just, roaming the tree line, and they had 3 dogs, and they went into the forest barking and going crazy. And then the thing that troubled him is he could hear each one go completely silent and just lost where they were. He heard yips, like injuries from his dogs or whatever. And it was nighttime, and he was so scared of this place that he was like, you know what, I have to wait until tomorrow morning to even check on my dogs. And if you have a dog, you'd go after a dog in most situations. Even if it's nighttime in the forest, you're going to go. But he knew, something ain't right. So he went back in, slept, came back out the next day, and went into investigate. And there was, I think he found, 3 ash piles or black goo or ash mixtures.
Yeah, it was his dogs have been kind of charred, fried with some type of heat or something.
Isn't it weird that, what would be interesting if he would have, with that wolf, if he would have kept that piece of skin and got it tested and tested the little ashes from what we think are his dogs, if we would have took that to a lab and seen what he would have gotten.
Maybe they have,
I doubt it. Well, I mean, maybe he has. Maybe they're just keeping it hush.
I would think so. If they covered it,
Yeah, that was the final straw for the Shermans. They immediately packed up, bounced. I think they sold the property for $200,000, which is for 400-something acres. That's nuts.
They were just trying to skip out of town, man.
It's
skip
like
Dodge.
Fruity Pebbles on the Cocos.
Yeah, that's like dropping petal leaves in the French fryer.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. But so they sold this land to a special government agency. It was recently created. It was
Was this the Brandon Fugel, or is that the last?
That's the last.
That's the most recent.
This is Bigelow.
Yeah, Bigelow. That's his name.
He made a team of experts that study extraterrestrial, paranormal, the best of the best. And
government agency.
I forget the name of the agency, but they ended up moving a lot of equipment, living on the ranch to study. And the weird things didn't stop. They
said the first 6 months there was no activity. They said there was, a handful of things, but they did their investigation, to see what these claims, what these stories were about. They tested for radiation. They tested for a lot of different things, digging stuff up, just looking around for prints, looking around for just a full-on investigation with these highly intelligent, people on this topic. And after the investigation, they couldn't find anything worth deeming true. So, they continued to keep the team on the ranch for 6 months. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on. But then after that 6 months, they said everything kicked back up. Everything started to get hectic again. And they really started to experience kind of what the Shermans had been experiencing.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because maybe like with all that new technology and stuff, maybe the activity slowed down because they knew they weren't dealing with no scrubs.
It's true.
They brought the big boys in, so they're going to have to be more clever the way they come, or more elusive, more hard to catch or find, which is very interesting how they know this stuff, or whatever it is knows this, that they got to be ready.
Do you think that's kind of how, like, why they kind of held off for 6 months? Just because they kind of realized, like, these guys...
They couldn't be as open as they were with the Shermans. Shermans were just normal, everyday. They were living there.
True.
These people were looking for this, some kind of... And I think they just waited for them to kind of go to them. Like, go in that forest, night. Like, with that... they were in the forest, and they saw, like, what appeared to be a portal. And a featureless black figure crawled out, and... Like, it was on all fours, and then it stood up and ran, like, freakishly fast away. If I saw that, I would say, hey, boys, I gotta go.
And it was like a figure with no identity. It was just
just a black...
Just
that
a
would
figure.
Freak me out worse than anything.
That's strange.
Yeah, and there's not really a way to they still never got any evidence. No matter what they did, they have nothing to show for it. Which is another strange thing.
They never had evidence of anything?
No, I don't think...
The thing crazy, too, about it is they would, have these sightings, and they would see things on the land, and they would have cameras set up everywhere, but every time they would see these things, the camera facing where these things are, where they should be, wouldn't show up on the cameras.
Yeah,
It was like you could see them in person, but on the camera it would just be invisible. It wouldn't show up on there.
It's super strange.
Yeah, so it was like there's no way of having any
proof,
like photo evidence of anything like that if they're not even showing up. It's almost like you can only see it with your naked eye.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people will be like, this is just, hearsay and stuff. Which it could very well be. Like, because if you go on Skinwalker Ranch, you're hyper attentive. Like, every noise, like your brain might play tricks on you. I mean, that's what I've heard, but...
How can you explain, like, the Shermans, though?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain it. I've never had anything paranormal. I wouldn't know what to do.
I've seen a UFO, but it was in the distance.
What'd you say?
No, it was really far away.
What'd it look like?
Blue light.
Was it an orb?
It was just floating for like 5 minutes, and then it just like zigzagged supersonic speed around, and then went back to that same spot and just sat there for another 5 minutes.
How far away?
I mean, for me, it seemed like it was really far away. Like...
Miles?
Yeah. Like, really, well, because if you look up in the sky, you can kind of see things far away, like the moon and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty far. Just a big UFO, it looked like.
I think the only way we're going to get to the bottom of it is if we go to Skinwalker.
Yeah, man, let's try it. We'll have to get in touch with Brandon.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get in. I mean...
No, there's no... maybe we could go and, like...
You can sneak on. It's 480 acres.
Like, sit outside the gates, spend the night.
I'm getting in there. I'm not staying in the house.
That's jail time.
I'm not staying in the house.
Yeah, the house is all broken up and
I'd
beat
get
up.
that
and
little tent we have.
You're going to pitch a tent on Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes.
You're out of your mind.
Next
boy.
to the front gate so I can leave.
You must be baking beans in your brain.
No big beans on the Skinwalker Ranch, though.
I don't know. You say this now, but we can go try it out.
I will.
All right. So, what happens after, the scientists really can't come up with anything and kind of get tired of being there?
They ended up, packing up, saying, hey, boys, we give it our all.
Did they pack up and leave because they couldn't come to a conclusion on what they were investigating?
No, I think they got freaked out.
They were scared?
Yeah.
I think so.
Imagine being one of those super smart scientists and you're seeing these crazy things, but you can't document them. That would be the most frustrating thing ever.
That's true.
So they're probably like, okay, we tried.
Because it's basically useless. You're basically just ruining your brain and not coming up with anything.
Yeah, you're probably ruining your soul. It's probably eating your soul, seeing things that you shouldn't see.
And then not being able to, have proof. It's terrible.
Yeah, they probably were messed up in the head, so they were like, hey, man, I'm going to chunk deuce and go back home.
Yeah, I'm going to lay a deuce and I'm going to go.
That's what I plan on doing, but...
Mark your territory.
They chunked deuce and moved out, and...
So who is this next fellow that comes in and tries to...
I think he's another, Las Vegas millionaire.
Yeah, real estate
mogul.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought it and kind of locked it up.
Yeah, he's still there
I think
currently.
He bought it in 2016.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
It's probably a pretty good amount, honestly.
It's 400 acres. It's got to be a boatload.
Yeah, and just the hype kind of built around it. Someone's going to be interested in...
But why would he buy it and just kind of lock it up?
Because when there's an interview, and he just said he bought it out of, skepticism. He said he had never seen a UFO, a ghost, or anything of that sort. And he's just trying to find it, trying to see it, experience it himself. And just like the other guys, the first 6 months of owning it, he never really saw anything or led him to believe that there's anything unusual. And he said all that really changed, and he's seen, UFOs, skinwalkers, different entities.
Weird. I didn't know anything about this guy, this story. I didn't know he bought it to see if he could get a little taste of the extraterrestrial or paranormal. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, and he said he's seen, only things that can be described as, UFOs. Just crafts that are always flying around and 40, 50 foot long, silver disc. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
just hovering
nice.
Every night.
So why is he not letting anyone in?
Well, it's only been 4 or 5 years? 5 years.
5 years.
So maybe I don't know. I think at some point he's going to come out and really just explain. I'm sure he's got some sort of
documentary.
Yeah.
I think there is one out right now.
Yeah, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. I saw it's on Hulu today.
We gotta take a gander. I bet you there's nothing we see.
Yeah, but it's stuff that we already know, honestly. But it's still entertaining, fun to see that stuff.
What if Skinwalker Ranch is just an illusion? People go there and their mind starts getting weird, warped.
From the electromagnetic field?
Yeah, there's really nothing there, but the mind gets messed up and you start seeing things. You can't really, if there's no proof or evidence, I don't know how else you would explain it.
But you can't, there's never really been proof or evidence of UFOs or anything like that, but people experience them some way or another.
I want to do an experiment on that ranch.
Man, you're really driven to go there, huh?
Yeah, I want to poop on the lawn, come back a couple days later and see what happened.
Do you think it'll still be there?
Doubt it.
What do you think happened?
They built a pyramid.
Out of it? They start building adobe bricks out of it?
No, a perfectly symmetrical pyramid out of my poo, and it's hardened.
That'd be interesting.
I'd take it home.
Would you eat on it?
No. But it would just be perfectly, and then there would be perfect lines. It'd be hard as a rock.
Did they do that to the poop, or that's how it came out of your bosom?
No, they do it. Like, I just poop on the ground. Like Lincoln Logs. But they just turn those Lincoln Logs into pyramid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only experiment I can think of to really prove anything. I'll take a before and then after picture. So there's evidence right there.
What if it's missing the next day?
Anyone could eat it.
Why are you assuming it would be eaten?
Or removed. I have another experiment as well.
It could be taken for study by the aliens.
Yeah, they'd see a lot of strange things in that fecal
They'd be
matter.
like, man, what is this guy eating?
No, I have another experiment and it involves you.
Let's hear it.
There's a flagpole on Skinwalker Ranch. And I'd hog tie you to it and put honey on you. On your belly, and your face, and your neck. And I'd hang you up about 3 feet off the ground. And I'd put a little hat on you, red hat. So you're easily seen, and you're shirtless, but you have shorts on. And you're covered in honey. And then I put a GoPro on your head. No, I put those Google glasses, so it looks like you're just wearing shades, but really you're recording. And then I leave you there overnight. Because you're my
That's
brother.
something you do to someone you hate, man.
No, it's an experiment. I would be there to protect you.
I'd be eating like rice in a cake bowl.
No, because maybe the honey is something that keeps them away.
Then it's not worth the experiment. You got to give them something they like. Maybe cattle blood.
Well, that's the best thing. I just slob some honey on you and be shirtless and you're just sitting there.
Yeah, I'd be gone. They'd teleport me.
Well, I'd be right behind you.
I'd be dead.
I'd be in a deer blind, but
If something happened, you couldn't stop it.
they don't kill
it would just happen.
They wouldn't kill you. Maybe they'd free you. That would be part of the experiment. Do we want
It's
to know?
cursed land, huh?
We want to know if they're evil or they're good. So you either die a hero or live a legend.
I guess recently no one's died on it, I guess, huh?
No one's died.
Well, Navajos, I'm sure, did back then.
Yeah, but I don't think because of the paranormal. You'd be fine. I'd be 300 yards away in a deer blind with binoculars.
I wouldn't trust you to throw a rock in the ocean.
Well, you gotta have to trust me. Hog-tied to a flagpole.
No,
You wouldn't volunteer?
no.
And I write on your chest, we come in pieces.
Pieces?
Peace.
Yeah, you're just leaving me out to dry.
And then
man.
I play Freebird over and over again. So they'd be like, because no one's ever done that. They'd probably be like kind of very curious. So the whole paranormal scene would come to check you out like they're watching a concert. So you got Sasquatch, you got the wolf, you got the Skinwalkers, you got the Wamojis, the Windamagis, and all that stuff. So they'd come to just look at you, maybe point and laugh, maybe help you, maybe scare you.
Yeah, they would definitely be curious of me, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
would be
but I know how
acting
to get-
up.
I would know how to
wouldn't
get
be
rid-
acting normal.
You wouldn't?
No.
You're just supposed to be sitting there.
I'd be like something they never seen before.
I know. But I know how to get them away immediately.
Because
I'd
I
have a
think
spotlight.
these paranormal creatures think humans are very predictable.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But I would be the most unpredictable creature they've ever came across.
That's what I'm saying. That's why this was an experiment. They'd be like, why are they setting this guy on a silver platter? Why is he listening to Skinnerd? And why is his hat red? And why does his body say something on it? And why is he shirtless? And why is he tied to a flagpole?
And I'd be singing my little heart out. So yeah, it would be like a little concert.
I'm as free as a bird now. That'd be pretty cool. And I'd be singing in the background too.
You do the background singer for me?
I'd be 300 yards away, but I know how to, like, if they got too close, I'd have a spotlight and I'd bang them with it, turn it on them, and just start screaming. Because I'm sure they don't like light like that.
Yeah, but what happens if a UFO comes, drops the light on me, and I'm gone?
Thank me later. You can tell me the story when you get back.
I ain't coming back.
I'll
I'm taking over the UFO, and I'm driving to Bentley, Cuba.
Is that a location?
I have no idea.
Bentley, Cuba?
Yeah.
That's fine, man. I'll see you there. Just call me on a payphone.
No, I'm alien at that point.
You're an alien?
Yeah.
Are you still going to be shirtless and honey struck?
I'm going to be green with purple teeth.
They're probably going to call you honeysuckle.
Why?
Because you have honey all over you.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cute, huh?
Yeah. And we're going to slick back your hair with honey.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'd probably eat it.
And you have your sunglasses on that, recording everything. And you come back, and literally we're millionaires.
Why?
We solved Skinwalker Ranch. You got abducted by aliens and somehow made it back. We have it all on video. But I'm afraid they'll do that little Men in Black thing where they erase your mind.
They absolutely would.
But I would not forget.
You couldn't choose.
No, I wouldn't be there. I'd be back.
If they Men in Black you, man, that's it.
I know, but I'd be at Skinwalker still, sitting there. Be waiting for your return.
Like I said, I ain't coming back.
Well, you come back eventually.
No. I'm either dead or I'm driving the UFO.
So you don't like... How about we switch roles and I'll be the guy that gets hogtied and spanked with honey with sunglasses. I'll do it. I'll do it for the love of science.
Yeah, as long as you're willing to do it. Because I don't want to feel that fault when Sasquatch comes and rips your limbs off.
He wouldn't. That's the last person I'm scared of. I'm more scared of the Wendigo.
The angry, red-eyed Sasquatch? That thing will run 38 miles an hour and rip you up.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'll do it for science.
Yeah, maybe. And the ones in Skinwalker probably got little motorcycles and stuff.
No, they're better than that.
No.
They probably do. I mean, that's why we have to do it. I'll get hogtied and honey, put some glasses
You wouldn't
on.
do it.
Yeah, I would. That's
This man's all talk, man.
No, science. I'm ready to prove these doubters wrong.
What are you going to say?
I'm ready to prove the Constitution isn't real.
What are you going to say about it?
Whenever I'm on the poll,
Yeah.
I'm going to say, my famous last words is going to be...
But instead of Leonard Skinner, it's going to be Pantera.
Walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that on repeat.
Yeah, just blast it.
Yeah, I'll be pumped up the whole time.
I know.
You'll probably have to strap me back on the flagpole a couple times because I'll get loose.
I'm about to hog tie good on there.
Duct tape me too or something. I think it could work. I might be crazy, but I don't know. I don't think the scientists were crazy enough. I think we got a little more crazy.
Yeah, they're too, scientific.
Because I thought about this, and you brought up a good point. Like, they're used to, humans being scared, timid, wearing clothes.
Predictable.
And stuff. Yeah, predictable. But if we're just out there, like we're at a NASCAR race, 230 racks deep, they're going to be like, this is the most interesting thing ever. Maybe we should be scared and leave this place. Maybe we rid Skinwalker Ranch of the curse if we become...
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think they liked it so much, because Sherman would get so scared, get his guns, just predictable.
I don't think you can not be scared.
But if you just, act like you don't see anything, just go nuts, be unpredictable, that could throw them off real good,
Yeah, I was thinking about this, if you ever saw a crazy person, and this has nothing to do with, paranormal or anything, but you're, hiking, there's some, weird hermits, crazy people, killers, somewhere in, a national forest, and, you see them and they look all crazed and dehydrated. I figure if you act even more crazed and even more dehydrated, they'll leave you be. If you start barking like a dog and running on all fours and...
Yeah, imagine if you just bought Skinwalker Ranch and just recruited, all the crazy people in the world and just threw them on.
It'd be an army of...
It would be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a war. People that don't care about anything. We gotta have, interviews. And if they make it through the interview, they don't get the job. We have to kick them out or be like, this guy's mentally unstable. Security, take him out. But you got the job.
We have to act like it's PC, but really, if you fail...
Yeah, we want you to. Well, secretly, yeah. If you don't make it through the interview and we're like scared for our lives, that's how you'll get the call.
I'm sure there'd be a lot of people willing to be test subjects.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if you want to be part of history.
I mean, they probably wouldn't be acting. That's what you need, though. You need someone you can't control. You just throw them out there, and they're going to do what they got to do.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, well, there'll be no rules.
Like, stick their head in the dirt. Don't come up for, like, 3 days.
Yeah, people that have lost touch with sanity.
Yeah, perfect.
They're just... their mind works on a different wavelength is what we need. We don't need these normies coming around shooting our products. We need some weirdos that become friends with them.
Yeah, we need weirdos who can talk to Beth, Steve, and Jonathan all at the same time.
Yeah, like it's just... They would see him and be like, I've seen this before. This happens all the time.
It's like, hey, I remember you.
Yeah.
He's like, I know how to interact with these things.
Yeah, it's like, that's pretty. Yeah, these are good ideas. The only problem is we have to get access.
That would be easy.
I mean, we just cut a hole in the fence somewhere in the boonies.
And just let them all in?
No, we have to go on first. Because this isn't going to work on a large scale unless we first do an experiment.
I say we just purchase the land.
200 million?
How much is it? 200,000?
Let's raise it. Let's get a GoFundMe going. If we get like a dollar from 1 million people, we'll have $1 million.
That's true. You got to get. And then,
but in our GoFundMe, we say, hey, if we do end up getting enough, free admission. You just have to sign up.
1 million people?
No, not everyone's going to want to come. But they want to know that what our research is going to do.
Definitely would be for the people, though.
It's easier to get Skinwalker Ranch than get into Area 54.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
But they got surveillance and stuff everywhere now.
Yeah, but if we buy it, it's our surveillance.
Oh, yeah. If we own it, yeah. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, you can.
If you want to get shot in the leg.
We're going to throw a Woodstock, but called Skinwalk.
Yeah, I'm going to be in a Sasquatch outfit.
But they're going to be like real bands. We're going to have a music festival, and people are going to probably end up going missing.
Yeah, why don't people ever think of stuff like this?
I don't think...
Like, why don't we just have like a football game on Skinwalker Ranch?
No, that would be dangerous.
Like, why don't they have concerts? There's just something unordinary, unpredictable. We're so predictable.
Yeah, a concert, dude. And the music's loud. You're not going to be able to hear any of the weird stuff. Who knows? You might be in the mosh and you get punched in the face by a sass.
But it feels like Woodstock. None of those things would ever show up. There's too many people.
Yeah.
And the Sasquatch comes out and starts singing.
What if like a group comes out?
It's like an alien Sasquatch on the drums.
And he's playing double bass like a freak.
Like Slipknot.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. But they're singing in the Sasquatch voices.
That would be insane.
Yeah,
that would be the best Woodstock ever.
Yeah, but it'd be called Skinwalk.
And then Pantera would play.
Rest in peace, Dimebag. I'm sure most of them are dead. I'm not sure.
No, but that song will get you juiced.
Yeah, Dimebag Darrell might be dropped off by the aliens so he can play his last show.
Yeah, him and Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge has never seen a UFO.
Yeah, he's an alien fruit now.
Yeah. He's an alien fruit.
Yeah, Fruity McFruit alien.
Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter's been to Skinwalker Ranch. He probably lives there.
He's probably had a bounty out there.
Yeah.
Had to dig under the ranch.
Yeah, he probably arrested one of those Wendigos.
Probably. Wendigo? Yeah.
Like a wolf man?
I don't know what a Wendigo is.
Yeah, we need to get into these.
Dogman?
I think we should first go to the nearest Indian reservation and ask about it.
I think they're forbidden to be talked about.
I think so too.
Because I think they believe, like, if you talk about these things, they're going to show up at some point or another in your life. And if you kill them, your life is taken early.
We should start a hashtag Skinwalker Ranch hand.
We should have a hashtag Skinwalker Ranch dressing.
Nice. Yeah, we could get this going. We got to get it off the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any more factual stuff we can say about skinwalks?
Yeah, something about if you interact with them and you kiss them on them a little bit, it'll give you brown breath.
What is brown breath?
It's a disease that you'll never want to get involved with.
Stank?
Yeah, your breath just stinks like poop. You can't get it off. I think AC has a case of it.
I know you're not talking about me, because if you are, I'm going to have to reach over this microphone and give you a square knuckle to the ear.
Yeah, Aaron's got a case of the brown breath.
Oh yeah, pipsqueak?
Yeah.
We'll see how long you last on that flagpole, buddy.
Yeah, I'll
keep
do a little
yapping
dance.
like that, I'll leave you there. You know what would be weird? You probably, if I did that, you'd probably just get normal animals coming up to you licking the honey off of you.
Probably like a deer.
And then they'd eat your belly.
Yeah, they get a whiff of my belly button. They'll leave me alone.
Yeah, they don't know what contents are in there.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
I wouldn't get near it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, you could probably, that's like a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that thing looks like it's deep, but it's deeper than what you think.
Deep like the mind of Minolta. You got any more factual things to say about skinwalks?
Oh,
ranch? Yeah. Skinwalker or Texas Ranger?
So are skinwalkers, like when they're not transformed or anything, are they just like creatures that walk on their fours with their head upside down?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know what a skinwalker is.
What do you think that black figure was that came out of that portal? Was that a skinwalker?
I think it was just a being.
Sasquatch?
No, it was like a human size.
But it was all black.
Yeah.
It was like someone were to put on like a morph suit.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's like just someone in a morph suit.
But
was
it's
super
like,
freaky fast and ran on fours for a while.
That's so weird.
Maybe he learned how to walk just then.
How do you describe that thing?
A featureless black entity.
But like, what could it be?
Your guess is as good as
If you
mine.
had to wrap your head around it.
Little guy?
Little tent?
Little guy in a morph suit? What if it was a guy that's been running around space for a while and he just so happened to...
What if he was a time traveler?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's just a little guy in a black suit that was traveling through space and he got spit out at a skinwalker.
It's interesting. You might be onto something.
They probably should have said something.
Yeah, I probably would have called the ambulance.
You would have?
Yeah, for my heart attack.
Wow. I would have been fine. I would say, hey, bud.
You would not be fine.
I'd say, hey,
I
bud.
don't want to hear this mess.
I'd say, hey, bud, you want to come back to camp?
We got some wiener dogs.
We got wiener dogs with antifreeze, and we got s'mores.
You got Kool-Aid punch with glycerin in it.
Yeah. But we'll say all this to test him, because if he was human, he'd be like, oh, what's wrong with you guys? Are you guys cool? But if he was some kind of extraterrestrial, he'd be like, yes, let me try the glycerin Kool-Aid. Let me try the antifreeze hot dog. And then we'd have him, and we'd put him in a headlock and take him back to base and interrogate him. See? This is how it works. You got to trick them.
But maybe he tricks you because you take him back, you'll sit around the campfire, and he tells an amazing story, and y'all become really good friends.
It's a good point. It probably will happen. I'll be very
More than
intrigued.
likely.
But I'll also have a tranquilizer gun in my pocket.
Because I'm open to stuff like that.
Yeah, I would. I'd listen. And I'd even offer him an antifreeze hot dog. And if he ate it,
on the house.
And if he ate it and didn't throw up, I'd know. We've got ourselves a little alien over here. A little pipsqueak.
What if I just snuck behind him? And I just choked him out?
That's I'd have to give you the code.
311?
No, I'd scratch my eyebrow.
And then I just go in for the...
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to do it if he's extraterrestrial.
Put an alien in a headlock?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I was abducted and on a UFO, I'm either going to die from them or I'm killing everything on there.
I'm not going to lie, those things look slick. They could probably slip right out of your grasp.
They're little things.
Yeah,
not all of them. The grays and the browns are big.
But they look slick and wiggly, so I feel like they'd get out.
Nah, you never been in one of my headlocks, son.
They also pee out of their fingers.
Yeah, I've once done that before.
So I'd say, hey man, you need to use the restroom. We usually use the outdoors just because we're cool. You know, we're in this nice. And then I'd watch him. And if I saw his finger raise up and a little sprout come out, bingo, got another clue that he's an alien. If you don't hear the zipper unzip, bingo.
But what if he dropped his John, then what?
I'd say we got a human. If you pass the hot dog test and the urination test, we're fine. Well, there's got to be one more
I don't think they eat or drink food.
Exactly, so.
He wouldn't need a pee in the first place. So then you're fooled at this point. He's got you in a corner.
Well, then that's a clue if he doesn't pee. I'd make him drink. Hey, we're doing the gallon challenge. You in, buddy? I know you're a little new around here, but we do it to everyone. And then you drink a gallon. I wait about an hour and a half, 2 hours. No urine. We got ourselves an alien.
What do you do after that moment that you realize he's an alien?
Say, hey man, we got a little camper over yonder.
Oh, this is the antifreeze tactic?
What?
Feed him a hot dog with antifreeze in it?
Now?
Yeah, once you realize he's an alien.
No, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm taking him to the camper, but really it's alien proof. So you'd have to be stuck in there. And then I'd drive back to Houston and give him to NASA.
Why? Don't give him to the government.
But
if the answer is government, the question was stupid.
I like that. But I'd say, hey guys, I got this alien, but I want to be the head of the operation. I want to be part of everything, and I want $7 million direct deposited today. If you want any part of this alien life.
$7 million?
Yeah.
So you ain't touching this alien unless you give me all your money.
No, I'm not trying to rob.
Give me all your money.
I'm not trying to rob. I'm just trying to hit a lick.
Yeah, that'd be hitting a lick. $7 million would be good, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, I'd have 3.5 each. That's fine.
I'm good. I'm retired.
Fine. But you'll. The sad thing is, you'll be in the camper with him to keep him company.
Me and him?
Yeah, so he doesn't think anything's up.
I'll just act like a dog.
Yeah, just act normal. You're just gonna have to keep him company because I don't want him to be like, they locked me in here.
Yeah, as long as you feed me and dress me, I'm good.
I'm not dressing you. You're gonna be wearing the same clothes. It's not gonna be that long.
What, a diaper?
It's not gonna be more than a day.
You're gonna put me in a diaper?
No, it's an RV.
No.
But it's like a limousine, so y'all can't get to me. I'm driving.
We're just in the back cracking one?
Yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. I want
Pop
you to make
champagne like I won a championship game.
Look like I got all that championship ring.
But I ball hard.
I smell like poop ballers.
I am the Birdman.
And I'm his J.R.
Yeah. Me and the alien popping champagne.
Yeah, that's... you can do whatever you want as long
as... In a limousine.
As long as he doesn't think anything's up.
Oh, no, I got that covered. That would be the best job for me.
I think you'd blow the cover.
No.
You said you'd act like a dog. You'd be freaked out.
No, that would be normal.
If you started sniffing his buns?
Yeah, you're right. I gotta be more predictable. Couldn't be myself.
Yeah, just be normal. Talk about, normal things.
Sports.
Yeah, just act like a
space travel.
Like a plain Jane.
Space travel.
Yeah, so you think you lull him into comfort, and then we...
Nikola Tesla.
Maybe I'll take him to Elon Musk's house.
Maybe I'll pretend I'm Nikola Tesla.
I could probably get more money from Elon. And say, give me $100 million, I got a little alien back there.
No, NASA's got billions and billions.
Isn't Elon Musk like the richest guy in the world now or something?
Yeah, individual. But NASA's a whole government funded.
Yeah, I'd ask for a lot more than $7 million.
I'd ask for 100.
Well, you're gonna be in the back, so you can't negotiate.
I'll hold him hostage.
I'll say I got 2 aliens back there.
Oh yeah, I'll believe that.
Nah, I'd say nah. My little brother's back there keeping him company, but he's acting like he's human, but he ain't.
Yeah, in reality, he's really reptilian, draconian.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'd be one of the Greys, honestly.
You'd be a Gray?
Yeah.
I'd be the little green guy you get at Kima.
You'd probably be a brown because you stink and you're...
Why do you keep bringing up stink?
You got brown breath.
I don't. I use Listerines.
That's true. I can approve.
What if you open the door and you're kissing on the alien?
If I was?
You fell in love.
Shoot. That'd be a story. It'd be a
That's
love
like
story, though.
That's like the picture of the front page picture. First alien life form. You're kissing on him.
That'd be legendary.
Well, it wouldn't be a he or she. It'd just be.
I'd be the first person in the history of the world to fall in love with an alien.
I'm sure it's happened before. You're just the only one that's been documented.
Thank you.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, it'd be a great love story.
One can only hope this happens. If everything goes
fingers
as planned,
crossed.
Yeah, we just gotta, speak it into existence. Hopefully, it comes around.
Yeah, I'm ready to get tropical with the troop.
What's a troop?
Alien.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Forget What You Heard. And make sure you follow us on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube. Of course, we have a Facebook page, Instagram. Just keep tuning in. We'll keep dropping knowledge, dropping content. We love you guys. Thanks for the support. Peace, love, and happiness. Signing off.